The fear of being judged or rejected by others oftentimes stops us from being courageous. And I want to share with you a little story about this with me and my experience of how I've seen this to be true. Now, I remember a few years ago, I was working at this job, right? I was working at a job, and I remember I had a great leader, one of the great leaders, and he was just super chill dude, super chill guy. And I remember he was big on like, hey man, I want you to communicate how you feel as we navigate this position. I want to know where you're at. I want to know where you're tracking with. I don't want to be left out in the cold of how you're processing things. We're learning a lot. We're doing a lot. And I want to be available for you to kind of help guide you and coach you through this. And to me, I'm like, man, this is great. This is great because if anybody knows me, you know that one of my mottos is to fail fast. What do I mean by that when I say fail fast? One of my mottos is that as I navigate life, I'm not going to be afraid to try things. And sometimes I understand that I will do the wrong thing. So I love relationships or friendships or just contexts where I can fully apply myself in a positive way or a negative way, and I can get feedback in real time about what is working or what's not working. That is my ideal environment. So I felt pretty good about this. I'm just like, okay, cool. Like, this is going to be great. Now, I remember running into some things, and I remember communicating with my leader, and it was very interesting because I mean, the first time it happened, I didn't really think too much of it. But the first time I kind of communicated what I was navigating, and I felt like he brushed it off a little bit. He brushed off what it is that I was trying to say. And I was just like, okay, well, cool. I understand different things, whatever. Maybe I didn't communicate it the way that I needed to communicate or whatever the case may be. And then the next time I communicated, and over time, I just realized that there was this pattern of when I would say something, I often would feel like what I was saying would be minimized. It would be minimized. So I would say, hey, man, I'm experiencing this. And it'd be like, well, yeah, no, but that's not that and that's not that. Or, okay, hey, man, like I'm navigating this or whatever. Yeah, well, it's not really this or it's not really that. And that was discouraging. That was super discouraging. And I think over time, what I realized was, I don't feel like I am being heard, or I feel like I am being rejected when I am bringing real things to you. So because of that, I don't no longer feel safe enough to bring things to you. Like, I'm not going to bring things to you anymore because every time I bring something to you, it's met with this minimization, or it's met with this rejection. And it's just like, I know what I'm experiencing. I'm trying to share what I'm experiencing. And I think to his credit also, I don't think that he was trying to be malicious. I think he was trying to help me to feel better. But in helping me feel better and not wanting to feel the discomfort of what I was saying, he created that environment to where it felt like you weren't listening to what I was saying. So here's what I learned in that, right? The fear of being judged or rejected will lead us to silencing and hiding our true selves. You see, over time, it was like, man, there's no point to sharing how I feel or what my thoughts are anymore if my thoughts are not going to be heard. So one of the things that's going to stop us from being courageous, you see, it takes courage to bring something to someone. It takes courage to share things with someone. And one of the things that's going to stop us on our journey to being honest with ourselves is when we feel rejected or we feel judged in what we're saying. And that's going to stop us from being courageous. And that's a real thing. And that's fair. That's what it is. All right. So that's one of the things that stops us, the fear of being judged or rejected.